I'm Marcus Reynolds, a computer guy who's lived in Willow Creek Estates for just over 3 years. I'm one of the only black families in this copy-paste neighborhood. I got used to mean looks from neighbors, dirty stares, worried calls to police, about a stranger in my own yard, and HOA complaint letters that show up like bugs if my trash can stays by the street too long. But nothing got me ready for Cynthia Hargrove, the HOA boss who turned being mean into her special skill. Picture a lady built like every suburb mom's worst nightmare. Fake blonde hair that didn't follow gravity, orange fake tan that looked like I got spray painted, and bright red jackets so loud they could wake someone sleeping. Her voice sounded like a machine eating rocks. Cynthia wasn't just the HOA leader. She was the self-made queen of Willow Creek, using her rulebook like a magic wand dipped in poison. Her son, Ethan, a 20-year-old who looked like he'd eaten way too many pizza rolls, still lived in her basement. His life was just playing video games all day and wearing dirty superhero shirts. The kid was less like a real person and more like a walking reason why some people shouldn't have kids. Cynthia was really good at making every talk feel like a punch to your feelings. She'd drive around the neighborhood in her silver fancy SUV, like a neighborhood bully looking for rule breaking that only her weird brain could think up. Dog barks too long? Pay money. Grass a tiny bit too tall? Pay money. Car parked in a way that bugged her? You better believe that costs money. I make really good money at a computer company, enough to buy my 4-bedroom house and my favorite thing, a bright red sports car. I'd saved for years for that car. It wasn't just metal and shiny parts, it was proof I'd fought my way past. Every wall and every person who said I couldn't make it. To Cynthia, though, my success was like giving her the middle finger in her perfect little fake world. It started small, picky complaints about my cool garden statue, just one classy lion, my loud jazz music played super quietly, my ugly trash cans. I played nice, moved the cans, got rid of the lion, made my garage soundproof, but Cynthia was like a hunter who'd smelled fear, and nothing I did could make her stop. The big moment happened one cold April night. I'd parked my sports car in my driveway, same as always. Super clean, legal, lined up perfectly. No rules broken. But Cynthia, being totally crazy, decided my car was messing up the neighborhood's pretty looks. She'd been watching my parking. For weeks, obsessed like someone making a true crime show. The next morning, my car was gone. Not stolen. Towed. A note in her messy handwriting sat on my driveway. Bad parking. Car towed because of HOA rules. $500 fine plus extra fees. Best. Wishes, C. Hargrove, HOA president. My anger exploded. This wasn't about parking. This was about a lady who saw my black skin, my nice car, and decided I didn't belong. Standing there looking at that mean note, I felt something snap inside me. This was war. I called the towing company, Apex Towing, and talked to a guy named Vince, who sounded like he'd rather be sleeping. "Yeah, we got your car," he said boredly. "Lady called super early, yelling about an emergency. Said it was blocking traffic. We don't fight with HOA money." Blocking traffic in my own driveway? It cost me $425 to get my car back, cash only. But I'm not the type who just pays and feels sorry for myself. I read every word of the HOA's 50-page rulebook, and in Section 119.4.2 I found treasure. Towing needed a real safety problem, emergency blocking, or 72 hours of being left there, plus 24 hours written warning. Cynthia had broken her own rules. This wasn't bullying, it was stealing. I spent the day building my case, pictures of my empty driveway, copies of my car's papers, screenshots of HOA rules, a list of every fight with Cynthia. That night, I walked to her tacky mansion, a temple to showing off that screamed I was popular in high school. Her son, Ethan, answered the door, a human garbage pile in a Batman shirt. "What?" he grunted. I smiled. "I'd like to talk with your mom about my car." Cynthia showed up, bright red jacket on at 8 p.m., like she was trying out for a mean dictator movie. "Mr. Reynolds," she said, my name sounding like a bad word, "hear about your little parking problem." I explained everything. Her towing was illegal, breaking her own rules. Her face went through different shades of mad, ending on red to match her jacket. How dare you say I'm a thief? That car was ugly. I pushed back. What rule did it break? She stumbled around. It was showing off, clashing with our rules. Then the fake nice act dropped. This is a good neighborhood, she hissed. We don't need your type showing off money, thinking you can do whatever you want. There it was. Raw, ugly hate based on race. Ethan nodded like a trained bird. I stayed calm. Thank you for making that clear, Mrs. Hargrove. I'll get my car back and we should stay away from each other. She smiled meanly. Next time, park that tacky thing where it belongs. I walked home grinning. She just handed me a loaded weapon. The next morning, I paid to free my sports car, smiling at Vince's confusion. I wasn't happy about the money. I was excited because Cynthia's $425 mistake was about to cost her everything. I called my lawyer, Vanessa Carter, a civil rights fighter who loved cases like this. Race-based bullying, illegal towing, breaking fair treatment rules, she said, practically dancing. We're going to destroy her. Next, I called my old college friend Jamal Wright, a reporter for the local news. HOA abuse with some racism thrown in, he said. I'm interested. Can you get her on camera? I had a plan. Then I called my cousin, Derek, a cop with police connections. He laughed when I mentioned Cynthia. That lady's famous at the station, calls twice a week about suspicious joggers or loud lawnmowers. She's totally nuts. Finally, I called up my friend Louise at City. Planning. He looked into Cynthia's records and found gold. She'd been running an illegal yoga business from her garage, breaking HOA and city rules while not paying taxes. The hypocrite who fined me for a lion statue was breaking every rule in the book. I started what I called Operation Payback. I filed city complaints about her illegal business, complete with her social media ads bragging about wellness weekends. I reported her fake police calls with Derek's help, dates and report numbers. I prepared a crushing HOA board presentation showing her unfair targeting. But the real fun was the trap. I sent Cynthia a certified letter, all polite and official, asking for a meeting. To solve neighborhood problems. Her big ego wouldn't let her say no. She'd see it as a chance to crush me. The meeting was planned for Saturday at the community center, with Jamal's news crew covering a neighborhood story nearby. I'd also gathered other victims, families she'd bullied for their food smells or kids' music. The stage was set. Saturday morning was crisp and bright. I met Detective Lisa Torres at the station to file a real complaint about Cynthia's 49 fake reports in a year. 45 had no basis. We suspected race-based hate, Lisa said, but needed someone to step up. I was that someone. Next, I met Ellen Weaver, a retired school principal and HOA board veteran fed up with Cynthia's rule. She shared stories. The Kim family cited for weird cooking smells. The Lopez kids hassled for loud play. I wanted her exposed. At 2 p.m., I faced Cynthia at the community center, Jamal's cameras rolling secretly. She strutted in, blazer blazing, Ethan following like a sweaty shadow. Let's make this quick, she snapped. I stayed cool. Let's talk about your illegal towing and unfair rule enforcement. Her fake act cracked. Illegal? I'm the elected leader. Here, I pushed. What rule did my car break? She stumbled. It was showy, upsetting people. I leaned in. Upsetting because of who owns it? Her face turned red. You know what I mean. This neighborhood has a certain type. We don't need city types changing our values. The racism was on tape, raw, and clear. Ethan bobbed his head, clueless. Then her phone rang. What? Another illegal car on Oak Street? My street. I'll handle it, she barked, storming off. I whispered to Jamal, follow her. This is about to get crazy. Cynthia didn't know the illegal car was an unmarked FBI car, part of a team watching my neighbor Mr. Ellis for a credit card crime ring. Lisa had warned me that morning. Stay inside today. I'd told Jamal to change plans. From my window, I watched Cynthia's fancy SUV screech up. She marched to the car, clipboard in hand, Ethan panting behind. Not acceptable, she yelled, banging on the window. Officer Diaz, a tired agent, rolled it down. Ma'am, this is a police car on official business. Cynthia lost it. I'm the HOA president. You can't park here. Diaz tried to reason. We're on a federal investigation, she doubled down. Spying on my neighbors. I'll have you towed. Agent Brooks, a no-nonsense black woman, approached. Ma'am, you're interfering with a federal operation. Step back. Cynthia's brain exploded. You people! First my neighbor with his fancy car, now federal agents. What's next, Tanks? She called Apex Towing, but Vince arrived, saw the feds, and ran away. I ain't towing no cop car, he yelled, driving away fast. Brooks had enough. You're under arrest for obstruction. Handcuffs clicked. Cynthia screamed. This is because... I'm white, Ethan cried. Mom! Pointing at my house. It's his fault! The cameras caught it all. The results were instant. Jamal's footage aired that night, going viral by morning. Hashtags like HOA meltdown trended. Cynthia faced new charges. False reports, bullying, civil rights violations. Ellen's board kicked her out unanimously. A search of her home found a creepy collection. Photos of minority families, logs of their schedules, even recorded conversations. She'd stolen $60,000 from the HOA for her yoga scam. A class action lawsuit led by me asked for $2.5 million for her victims. Her fancy SUV was taken back. Her prize fish pond hauled off for unpaid bills. Ethan, questioned for helping her spy, moved to Arizona with his dad, free of her toxic control. 3 weeks later, Cynthia topped it all with a jailhouse press conference, orange jumpsuit clashing with her defiant blonde hair. I'm a victim, she declared, targeted for defending traditional values against city invaders like Marcus Reynolds. She told wild tales of FBI conspiracies and claimed her yoga scam was community service. Reporters barely hid their laughter. The video exploded online, creating memes and talk show jokes. Her lawyers tried an insanity plea. The judge wasn't buying it. 6 months later, Cynthia was found guilty. 3 years in prison, $3 million in damages. Her house sold to pay the judgment. Willow Creek is thriving now under Ellen's fair leadership. I park my sports car proudly, and the Kim and Lopez families live free of fear. Cynthia's hate built her throne, but her own words burned it down. Justice isn't just punishment, it's the quiet joy of driving past her old house, now a bright home for a new family.